Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about cryptocurrency and how it relates to Torah and to Jewish thought. There's a lot that can be discussed and could easily fill up a book, but maybe more than a book. But for now, we'll start with some introductory thoughts to start getting thinking in this way. As is our approach in these classes, is to relate something in contemporary in the modern world to the timeless wisdom of the Torah, of God's Torah. So today, discuss cryptocurrency. So the first thing that you think about when you hear cryptocurrency is that it's decentralized, meaning what? It's crypto, it's hidden from government oversight, and that's, you have the decentralized computer network. And the idea is that this belongs to me. This isn't currency issued by a government, and it's for everybody. It's decentralized. So there's a very clearly in Kabbalah, this is related to the world of tohu, the world of chaos, olam tohu. To have everything democratic, so to speak, decentralized, flat. Everyone has access. So that's related to the world of chaos, which is not only lasts for so long. It doesn't it kind of piffers out after a time. Whereas the world of tikkun, the world of rectification, does have a hierarchy, but it's as we'll discuss, it's a hierarchy that is done in the right way. So first, to understand a bit of the history, is that to appreciate that it's in response to governments that maybe the leadership is not, maybe it's not where we want it to be. And why should my wealth be dictated by these people? So I'll make my own currency, and we can have this exchange outside of government oversight and intervention, or at least government issuance of the currency. So to understand that it's a response to a government that people are not agreeing with the leadership that people are not agreeing with. But the counter to that is that a proper leader, a true leadership, like a true Torah leadership, that will happen in the times of Mashiach, when the Jewish Redeemer comes. It will be a truthful king, a truthful leader of the Jewish people and all mankind. So maybe that will be okay, but in the meantime, we have this aversion to trusting these governments. So we have this side business, this side currency, outside of the issuance of the governments themselves. So where do we see this in the Torah, in the Bible? Well, we have a very clear reference. If we get a little bit creative, is the approach of these thoughts, is to be creative, to have inspired thoughts within the landscape of Torah, but it should be creative. So we have the golden calf, right? What happened is that they miscalculated, and shortly before Moses was to come down with the first pair of tablets containing the Ten Commandments, so the Jewish people made an idol, made a golden calf. So what's golden calf in Hebrew? Egel hazahav. Egel is like an agala, a carriage or a chariot, but it's round. Egel. Agala is like a wheel. It's named after the wheel, so round. Zahav is gold, so a round coin. before there was Bitcoin, it was called, the direct predecessor to Bitcoin was called BitGold, for those that are familiar with the history. It was theoretical. It wasn't. Many people say the same person behind BitGold is this anonymous person behind Bitcoin, but just a supposition. But in any event, so there's a very clear correspondence. So what happened in the event of the Egel HaZahav, the golden calf, is that the same thing, that they felt that they were devoid of a leader, so we'll make another leader for ourselves. Something, God forbid, but something in Moses' place. And it's not in place of God. It's in place of it's in place of their leader, that they'll have this calf to worship. So there's something about fashioning a gold coin as currency that is also in place of the true leadership. Moses was a true leader of the Jewish people. So as we said, it's chaotic. It's a digression, a lowering into this world of chaos. The events that transpired themselves with this Aaron, the high priest, was Moses' brother, was trying to delay them, and it didn't work. And out came this golden calf. It says it was created by sorcery. It actually was moved and everything. Very interesting midrash behind the whole event, but this was, again, creating this in place of a leader. So the first thing we need to appreciate is that instead of having this diversion, this golden calf, this gold coin, to recognize that our search is really for a true leader, and that it's just because of our impatience, our impetuousness, that we need to learn how to be a little bit more patient. But the true leader will come, just like now. That the Mashiach will come, the Redeemer will come, and we'll soon go out of exile. But it's on Hashem's time, God's timeline, and sometimes it's hard to wait. So we have to know that we have to stay strong in our faith and trust in God, and that the Redeemer will soon come. Hopefully today, hopefully right now, as I'm recording this. So how do we atone? How do we atone for this transgression? So the way that we atone is in the Torah portion, right preceding the event of the golden calf. It talks about the shekalim, the half a shekel that was brought. This half a coin. This coin, the measurement was, the value of it was half a shekel. And machatzis shekel, and so everyone, rich, poor, they all brought it to the temple as a donation. For the temple. And it says that today, what we do, we don't have the temple yet. It's not yet rebuilt, the third and eternal temple. But what we do have is the ability to give tzedakah. And when we give tzedakah, we're giving of all our limbs, all our efforts that went into working, into making this livelihood. So by giving tzedakah, by giving charity, we redeem ourselves. It says what's currency. So the standard currency, according to the Torah, is and the world, in many, especially in the past, was silver. Silver is kasef, which is just translated either as silver or money in Hebrew. So it's just currency. the metal of currency. So kesef also is kasifa, longing, cleaving to Hashem, but longing out of love. Whereas gold is relating to Hashem out of fear. It's much more fiery, much more intense, but it's a different type of relationship with God. So it's interesting that bringing out gold. So you may think that it's more attractive, maybe that you should have a picture of a silver coin, not of a gold coin. So gold is also related to malchus, to kingship, to royalty. Like there was a holy tzaddik, a holy righteous person named Rabbi Yisrael Vuzhin, and he would put gold over his horses, over his chariots. And why did he do it? Not for himself, but to show the splendor of God, the majesty of God. And in order to make a coin, it takes a king, a proper king. So today you have governments, but really what it should be, Abraham and Sarah also made a coin, right? This is an aspect of malchus, of kingship. And David relates to the establishing of a kingdom, is to make a coin. So we have the actual value of gold, zahav, 14 equals David. So this is aspect of kingship. So what are we saying? Is that to appoint a king is also kingship, obviously. It's also a rectified world, to see a world as we want it to be. We were exiled from Gan Eden due to the sin of eating from the tree of knowledge. And we want to experience an idyllic state, a rectified state where everyone feels complete and whole. And the way to go about that, of coming close to God, is by recognizing that maybe right today I'm half. So I give half a shekel, and rich or poor, we all are on the same level. We all give. And we're all connecting to Hashem in our way, through our efforts, and also in our livelihood, we give from these efforts. But the path along the way, there's 7 synonyms for road in the Torah. The 7th is ma'agal, which means a circuit. Also, like going around and around. So the Egyptians didn't know how to. They had chariots, and they tried to do their utmost within the natural world, but it didn't penetrate. It didn't turn the circle into a spiral. It didn't penetrate and ascend closer to Hashem. But a tzaddik knows how to penetrate the circle. Knows how to find the hole in the circle, which right now we're saying, like, to put a hole into this whole notion that the cryptocurrency is the end-all, the answer. But to understand why it's coming about now in this generation. On the footsteps and the heel of Mashiach, of the redemption, you have this thing called cryptocurrency. So to appreciate where this is coming from, so what's the vision? It comes from an unrectified koach hamidameh, which is the power of imagination, which at that time that's what went to create the calf, the golden calf. But what rectifies that? So we mentioned one thing that rectifies the sin of the golden calf is to give tzedakah, to give charity. What's another thing? So a very clear correspondence. So you have the golden calf, so you have the red heifer. what's the red heifer? So the red heifer, it says it purifies the impure, and also the person who's doing it makes impure. So in order to bring a sacrifice to Kohanim, the priests have to be pure. So what if they're impure? So you sprinkle on them the ashes of the red heifer, and then they become pure. But the person who sprinkles becomes impure. So you have this parallel. And so when Mashiach comes, all the Kohanim will need to be purified in order to perform the service in the temple. So why does to appreciate that gold was created? Everything that is created in this world is created for a purpose by God in the service of God, to enable us to come close to Him. So gold specifically is said that this is used throughout the temple, and the value it was created for the sake of using it in the temple. So this is a very good use for gold. Another good use is the jewelry to adorn one's wife, to beautify one's wife with jewelry. It's also so. There's many good uses. It's just when it becomes that this is we just have to wait a little longer, and Moses will come down the mountain. That's what it's, right? So we see this vision of but instead of this like a floating gold coin, right? We have to see it as a spiral staircase down, and that descending from that spiral staircase is Mashiach himself. When Jacob was on the border, about to leave Israel, so he slept on Mount Moriah, the place where later the Akedah and the temple would be built. And so he had this vision of the ladder and angels descending and ascending. The angels that were guarding him in Israel were ascending back to heaven, and the angels that would protect him outside of Israel descended to protect him on his journey outside of Israel. So you always have this run and return of coming close to God, and then down, up and down, right? And it depends on our service at the time. In this case, it was different angels, but within ourselves, we have this run and return. So as we mentioned, so silver is like running, kasifa, yearning to come close to God. And gold is like, hey, wait a minute, I have to step back. And I have to take things easy, and I have to know that sometimes I have to acknowledge that there are rules, and that things take time, and that there's a leader, a manhig, a ruler of the world, and there's soon again it will be leadership, proper Torah leadership, and this it's not easy sometimes to accept. But that's what gold represents. Malchus, as we also said, kingship. But to know that it's soon, it's coming, and then we'll be gladly donate to the construction of the temple, gladly donate to give as much as our ability, because we know that any funds that we give to Mashiach, to the government, will be fairly and justly distributed. Also, right now, so bringing Mashiach takes a lot of funds, takes a lot of tzedakah. To know that our ability now, especially if we're able, is to give for our own sake, to give. So those are some thoughts. Again, it's understandable the movement to decentralize currency, but it goes according to what we call the three-stage process of submission, separation, and sweetening, according to the Baal Shem Tov. It's a three-stage process of spiritual growth. So you have submission, that I don't trust current leadership with my money, with my currency. Separation is that is to decentralize it, to take it away completely from any government. But we said that's the world of chaos. It can't subsist for long, and even when it's happening, it's chaotic. And then we have a sweetening where we realize, you know what? If it was a proper Torah leadership, I don't mind that. I don't mind having a coin issued by Abraham or Davidic currency, and I don't mind. I can that's okay. That's okay for me. So just a little bit longer, and let's turn that golden coin into a staircase down where we see Mashiach coming speedily in our days.